Complete case study of Kris, former member of EXO.
He has been accused of luring underage girls and sexually using them under the excuse of hiring them for his solo work. I will try to be as unbiased as possible, and only thoroughly inform you, so you can make your own opinion on this situation and discuss it down in the comments. It is actually quite long, but please watch it till the end to fully understand the situation. I have tried my best to confirm the information from multiple other sources, but there can always be a mistranslation of something, so if there is something that you know happened differently, please respectfully let me know in the comments and I will make sure to highlight it somehow. This whole entire mess started not so long ago, in May, when CCTV footage of him and an 18-year-old influencer Xiaoyi going on an alleged date to the cinema, which he hired only for them, surfaced. Keep in mind that Kris is a 30-year-old man. Nevertheless, this situation got brushed off, with Kris's company taking legal action against the cinema that released the CCTV footage without his approval, and stating that he was there with a couple of his friends, not only Xiaoyi, and the footage was just on purpose cropped like that, to make it seem like a date. Not even a few days after, when a major character in this story comes into the light, on June 2, a friend of a girl named Meiju made a post with conversation screenshots attached on Weibo about how her friend Meiju, who is only freshly 19, dated Kris, but after a certain period of time, he started ghosting her and eventually cut her off completely, without saying anything to her, making her be depressed and even stop going to school for a while, which was the trigger for her concerned friends. Her friend decided to talk about it on the internet, after the already mentioned CCTV footage of Kris with Xiaoyi in the cinema started trending, and Meiju felt like she got cheated on by him, making her friends become angry at Kris for hurting her feelings. Both Kris's company and Kris himself responded to this claim, titling it as nothing else but made-up misinformation, with Kris posting on his Weibo, "No snowflake is innocent." A flopped fan once again entertained everyone the entire day. Hope you guys got everything you wanted. If you come again, can you bring my songs? Thanks. The link is here. The fact that Kris denied that the two of them ever dated, and that everything Meiju's friend talked about really happened, made Meiju herself snap back at him, with a lengthy post on her Weibo detailedly talking about everything. She accused him and his studio of purposefully luring underage or extremely young adult girls, specifically born in the 2000s, who are taking college entrance exams, with the tempting invitation of becoming actresses in his music videos, or signing up with his label to become their new artists. According to her, he has a special WeChat ID and Weibo account, serving as a middle person in the communication with the picked girls, so nothing would directly happen under his name. He and his crew are allegedly taking photos of girls at the after parties, and later on try to find the best ones among them, instead of actually inviting them to an MV shoot, or signing an artist contract as they always promise them. He and his staff invite them for drinks and games, get them drunk, start to flirt with them, and take them to his hotel room. Oftentimes he is rumored to start a relationship with them, having girls from different towns across China as his girlfriends, just to eventually ghost them as he did with Meiju. She said that she got in touch with several girls, who experienced the same thing, but for privacy reasons, won't name any of them. This was once again denied by Kris's agency, which officially took legal actions against her for defamation of Kris's character and name, and titled all the attached screenshots as fabricated. Meiju responded to the lawsuit made against her with the words,
"We, all the girls that got hurt by him, just want a simple apology. Why it is so hard. I have experienced so many things this month. I don't want to make a big deal out of this situation. I couldn't bear it time after time. I didn't want to expose the names of the victims. However, the answer left for us is yesterday's warning in the form of a lawsuit. I feel so disheartened. I am preparing to report the crime and submit all the evidence material to the police. In these 2 days, I will bring evidence along with other victims to cooperate with the police investigation together."
Kris and his agency didn't respond to this statement,
and Meiju only continued with throwing shade at him after she was invited to do an interview with Tencent. What was said in the interview is, she gets death threats from Kris's fans on all social media accounts and is accused of doing everything for clout. She has a ton of evidence, but she won't release on the internet because people would call it fake anyway, that screenshots are photoshopped, faces swapped with AI technology. Other victims reached out to her after she decided to speak out, as the first one of them, and that even they provided her with more evidence of Kris's actions. Kris and his agency don't communicate with her at all, that Kris takes her as a stranger despite their relationship, even though she only wants an apology from him, nothing else. She disclosed that Kris's agency is lying about having evidence against her, that they don't have any evidence and do all of it for show, and keeping fans on their side. She also said that she trusted him because he was giving her a ton of gifts, pick her up from places, drive her around when she needed, share his daily life, photos, etc. The following update we had on the situation was once again from Meiju. She posted a video of her scrolling down the conversation on WeChat with a person that is supposed to be Kris's staff member, apologizing to her for the recent events, wanting to negotiate with her, and settle down outside of the court with money. He said, "Let's put aside who is right and who is wrong." They said that she will lose the lawsuit and her name will forever be on a public record for losing a defamation suit, and that they are offering her 1 million RMB if she deletes the posts, publicly admits she was wrong, and spread false information about the other girls being underage, etc., and that she won't bring a third side into this, which would start the rumors again. They wanted to sign a legal agreement with her, and if she violated any of the terms, she would have to pay 50% back of the 1 million RMB. Meiju disagreed to do so and stated that she is the victim here, not Kris. She wanted at least 2 million RMB as compensation from them in the following terms. 1. If she deletes the post, they must also delete the legal statement issued by Kris Wu's studio. 2. She can't apologize because she is a victim, as this is a matter of principle. 3. They can't publicly reveal the deal they discussed in private. If they do, she will release all the evidence and the victim's information online and take legal action to expose all your crimes. 4. Don't continue pestering each other after the incident is over. They can't take advantage of her agreeing to settle the matter and accept the compensation as part of their scheme to sue her for extortion and blackmail. 5. Don't retaliate in private. 6. Don't buy YXH accounts, marketing accounts, to smear her. She won't be releasing any more information or accepting interviews. Alleged Kris's side agreed, but insisted on her clearing up the information about the girls being underage, as that would be a crime for Kris if she insisted on that information being true. At the end of their conversation, the other side wanted names of the other victims that came to her with evidence, which she refused and only disclosed that there are 12 of them, and she wants the compensation for them as they are all students, and not able to pay for their hospital fees for the depression treatment. Another conversation, which was recorded and uploaded on the internet by her, happened soon after, being extremely messy, arguing between the two sides. I honestly wasn't able to fully understand Kris's side, once again demanding names of the victims that she was protecting, Meiju refusing, as she wanted to keep on shielding their privacy and the trust they put into her. The other side was constantly mentioning that Kris is the one who suffers the most in this situation, making Meiju become angry with them, scratched the deal with them, and decided to go the public legal route again. She later posted a statement saying that the Kris's agency was trying to send her to the prison, as she later on got to know, after telling everything to her lawyer by transferring huge amounts of money on her account, making her send some of it back for no reason, and also by signing the contract settling deal with them. Update from the 19th of July 2021. On July 18, Meiju did yet another interview, this time with NetEase Entertainment, about how she was allegedly raped by Kris. She also stated that he never uses condoms, and that he had already impregnated some of the girls who had to get an abortion. She also posted a lengthy post on her Weibo account, in which she gave Kris an ultimatum of 24 hours for leaving the entertainment industry, apologize to all victims, and leave China, or else she will release evidence that will destroy his career.
This morning in China,
His
Kris
studio
finally addressed
posted
all
another
the
statement
accumulated
not so long
accusations
ago with
against
all
him.
of Maiju's screenshot evidence with a fake stamp on all of them. Just like the screenshots, they called Maiju out for fabricating both of the recorded chats with the alleged staff members of Kris's company. His agency stated that they never made Weibo and WeChat accounts for contacting her and that she is the one who is constantly calling them, demanding an enormous money compensation as a condition for deleting the statements on her Weibo account about Kris. After Kris's statement started trending on Hot Search, another hashtag titled, "Girls Help Girls," blew up. Not so long after, a former member of SNH48, basically Chinese AKB48, Zhang Danson shared screenshots of her conversation with Kris, which started off in her eyes as an innocent junior-senior exchange of words, but soon turned out into Kris asking her, "Are you normally well-behaved?" In relationship aspects, he proceeded to tell her that this is really important for him in a relationship and that he really likes her, asking her if she could visit him in Shanghai, which Danson refused, and when asked why he can't go visit her, he answered that he can't because of his status and she should be more understanding of that. Another quote of Kris's words from the screenshot is, "If you are dating and want to get married, then you definitely have to find a girl that is clean." He then started to question her even further about if she ever was in a relationship, if she is a virgin. "I wanted to say that girls' first time is very important, don't give it away easily." Then the conversation became awkward and they dropped the topic, with Kris apologizing for mindlessly asking her on such personal information. The two of them eventually met in Shenzhen, where they both had schedules. They met at the hotel, got a little tipsy, ate fried chicken, and according to Danson, Kris tried to hug her several times, grab her breasts, although she rejected, and then he was supposed to say, "I must have the car I like, just like one have to FCK a girl if he likes her." Another girl named Lin Sia, who was an SM trainee, debuted with the Korean girl group Rania and was Kris's alleged girlfriend back when he was still in EXO, commented on the accusations, "7 years, justice. You bring it on. Be patient and keep calm, wait for me." Luna Chin, a former YWY2 contestant, who was rumored to be dating Kris back in 2019, pinned a post on her profile from back then when she was receiving a backlash from Kris's fans for the dating rumors, saying, "I have always respected Wu Laoshi. No dating, no videos, no stories. Once again, I am personally torn between whether this means that she defends Kris or it has some bashful meaning. I am not able to read out of it." Update from the 20th of July 2021. Kris Studio snaps back with evidence. Kris's agency posted a long clarification post last night, which was titled by them as 10 clarifications regarding the recent relationship incident, saying that Kris and Maiju met only on December 5, as Kris already stated in his previous post, therefore only once, and during that night, no one was forcing Maiju to get drunk. 6 other people confirming that, and the fact that it was their first and last time meeting, can testify at the police. The last time he and Maiju chatted was on May 31, 2021, meaning that she lied about him ghosting her because, by the time the CCTV footage of him in the cinema surfaced, and she was supposed to feel cheated on and hurt by him neglecting her since April, as her friend stated, they were still chatting. Maiju lied about Kris's agency ignoring her. They were still in contact with her the whole entire time through messages, trying to sort the situation out. In a screenshot of their conversation, Maiju herself stated that she wasn't forced to get drunk. During one single day, Maiju sent the studio 8 threatening emails. Kris's studio, as I already mentioned, was communicating with her through WeChat. However, Maiju was the one who initiated the money compensation, just as she was the one who suggested that she will delete her own accusing posts, her own Weibo account, and won't ever talk about Kris again if she gets the money. She claimed the 2 million RMB from the studio, but suddenly raised the sum to 8 million with the excuse of wanting the money for other girls, which the studio refused to give her, making her lower the sum to 5 million, and at the end receiving 1 more million from them. Kris's mother was the one who transferred the above, showed 300,000, 200,000, and 500,000 on Maiju's bank account, so she would no longer spread false information about her son, as it is really distressing for her to watch how her son gets bashed for something he didn't do, according to her. The studio once again insisted on the fact that the accounts with which Maiju chatted in her video proof evidence weren't theirs, as they never applied for WeChat accounts. The Weibo account in Maiju's video was named Fanshi Culture, written in Chinese, but the agency's Weibo account is named 20xxclub. Maiju stated that she sent 180,000 RMB back to the studio, but they never received anything back from her. Kris Wu had his contract with Tencent Entertainment, which made the interview with Maiju terminated. Louis Vuitton has suspended the activities with him until the result of the proper investigation would be out. See, this is called being neutral. Maiju has given Kris the 24 hours ultimatum 2 days ago with the threat of releasing evidence, which would destroy his career, but she didn't do or release anything despite the ultimatum period being long over. Update from the 23rd of July 2021 report from a police investigation. Police have shared their report on the situation, which tracks the events back to December of 2020 when Maiju and Kris were supposed to meet for the very first time, but doesn't say that the investigation is closed and the guilty one found. Many people on the internet take this as a closed case just because of the report being released when in reality it is not. December 2020. The police confirmed that Maiju and Kris have indeed met only once, meaning that Maiju lied about meeting Kris several times after that incident and proceeded to have sex on that one day. It was on December 5, as Kris stated 2 times already, when Kris's female manager invited Maiju over to gathering at Kris's house under the premise of an audition for a role in his music video. Keep in mind that Maiju is an acting student. There were more than 10 people who were drinking alcohol and playing board games. All of them had left the house the next day early in the morning. Maiju stayed over at his house because she got drunk, and the two of them, as I already mentioned, had sex that night, leading to Maiju staying at his place the following afternoon and leaving after having a meal with Kris and adding each other on their WeChat. At that time she was already 18 years old, and if you allow me to put my personal opinion, the fact that she stayed over till afternoon and had a meal with him before leaving definitely doesn't sound like she was brutally raped by him. 3 days after their first meeting on December 8, Kris sent her 3,000 RMB for her to shop online. From then until April the two of them kept in touch through WeChat. June and July 2021. After her relationship, or let's say contact with Kris, ended or faded away through WeChat, Maiju and her friend, who posted about Kris ghosting Maiju at the very beginning of this situation until the identity of Maiju's schoolmate, decided to publicly talk about her relationship with Kris to gain popularity and attention. She has over 5 million followers thanks to it now. Because of publicly discussing her relationship with Kris, she gained a massive following on all of her social media platforms. Most significantly her Weibo, where she posted all the accusations with the help of a 31-year-old male, who saw an easy gain in helping her write, or wrote them solely by himself, the posts targeted against Kris. The anonymous male, who wrote the posts for her and who goes under the pseudonym Zoo, said that he wanted to help her become a huge celebrity through this scandal and later on become her manager, as he would have the argument about helping her since the beginning. This is what he testified to police. Plus he wasn't the only one helping Maiju with creating the accusing posts against Kris. Another male, a 23-year-old, under the pseudonym of Lu Tiao, decided to meddle into the situation by creating a fake identity of a female, contacted Maiju, and acted as one of the victims, who was cheated on by Kris. He also did it to get some private information from Maiju about her relationship with Kris after he gained her trust as the fake female victim. This person took advantage of the private information Maiju gave him and started threatening Kris's studio, acting as Maiju herself. He managed to get in touch with Kris's lawyer and settled down on getting 3 million RMB as compensation. He was also the one who made a WeChat account pretending to be Kris's agency and contacted Maiju, wanting to settle down on a money compensation. Kris, his lawyer, and Maiju had never contacted each other during this mess, It was a third party messing up with both sides. This Lu Tiao was arrested on July 18, shortly after Kris's mother went to the police and reported Maiju for blackmailing them, and the investigation on this matter started. Lu Tiao confessed to being a fraud and is going to face the court hearing and law. The police also stated that Maiju and other victims never filed a police report on Kris until this point for all the alleged things he did to them, despite her talking about going to the police and closely working with them over and over in her posts. The investigation on Kris luring young girls into having sex with him is still not wrapped up. It is important to say that no matter how much of an asshole he would be for ghosting girls like this after sleeping with them and temporarily dating them, it wouldn't be a crime if none of them was younger than 14, which a legal age of consent in China, and if they weren't drugged, wasted or completely unconscious, therefore unable to give him consent. Most of the alleged victims are supposed to be 18 years old, therefore it wouldn't be anywhere to actually being a crime if they were in a perceiving condition. Maiju had responded on the report soon after, "I don't want to take up public resources. Hope this matter will end soon. I am very tired." Feng Meng, Kris Wu's manager, used work discussions and signing new artists as excuses to meet up with me, and even said only we are meeting to talk. Just when I finished the college entrance examination in July 2020, they already invited me a few times to go and even contacted me to go play werewolf with Wu, but I turned it all down. Because she is a female, I didn't take any precautions. When I got into the car she called for me. I only found out after arriving that I was going to a drinking party at Wu's home. It wasn't just the two of us purely talking about work. I said my alcohol tolerance is really bad. The people at the bar kept feeding me drinks, get me drunk. I even threw up in the process. Afterwards, I drank until I was unconscious. Feng Meng sent me to Wu's room. I didn't initiate to go. I didn't intend to stay. After having sex, the next day he told me he would take responsibility for me. So I trusted him that he wanted to date me and even stayed at his home to eat. He paid for my online shopping, said it was for my 18th birthday present. Afterwards, we kept in contact a good few months, but then he disappeared. Then he was exposed to be dating someone else. At the same time, my friend contacted me and said Wu was pursuing her. There were both negative and positive responses to this response of hers. "You are really brave. Girls help girls. Victims don't need to be perfect, but perpetrators need to be guilty. Toothpick man, go to the prison. Even though she is not perfect, she shouldn't be yelled at either. You exposed a foreigner without any morals. Well done. No way she treated you guys as a tool to make money and you are still here supporting her. That's funny. You don't want to use public resources. You already reached your goal, gained millions of fans. The police already said you only wanted to become famous. Wu is not anything good, but you are cheap as well. You willingly had sex with him, so you two are a perfect match. Why didn't you explain it clearly in the beginning? You had to hype it up. Even the police said you did all of it just to become known. Don't paint yourself so cleanly when you are not." On July 31, Kris Wu has been detained by the Chinese police. Criminal detention is basically only one step from an official arrest. This step is made when the investigation is still ongoing, not finished, in this case, the investigation of Kris raping girls, but when the police already have evidence that is strong enough to make the person a suspect. Kris's freedom is now restricted by the police for the following 37 days. Only 4 out of 10,000 people walk free from detention in China. The majority are arrested since the evidence needed for detaining a person needs to be a strong one, to begin with. With this detention though, there probably won't be any upcoming news and statements until the final verdict of the police investigation, since Kris very likely has no access to social media whatsoever with his limited rights. In the meanwhile, his topic on Weibo was completely removed. His fans tried to create another one with his birth name, but even that was deleted by the Weibo soon after. His Weibo account was as well deleted, alongside all of his other Chinese social media accounts. His agency's Weibo was taken down. His fan clubs on Chinese social media platforms were forcibly shut down as well. His music was taken down from all Chinese music platforms, all of his entertainment and sponsors' contracts were terminated. The drama Golden Hairpin, where he was supposed to represent the male lead role alongside Yang Zi, is now completely ruined because of him, as they already finished the shooting but the drama can't be aired with him in it. All other questioned male actors have refused to have their faces CG'd, with the help of AI technology on his body to help the show air, because no one wants to have anything in common with Kris at this point. All episodes of EXO on the Chinese variety show Happy Camp were deleted because of him. His figure from Madame Tussauds Museum was already removed from the exhibition in Shanghai. Well, and Du Maiju has now deleted all of her posts about Kris as if they never happened to begin with. Now rumors about his police detention are spreading on the internet. None of them have been officially confirmed by the police and yet people take them as a sure fact, so I repeat once again, that these are only rumors spread by people on Weibo. Kris's detention is still ongoing. Police hasn't updated us on anything and it seems like they won't, until the valid result of the investigation will be on the table. Still, I feel the need to put here the rumors so you are aware that these are still only speculations, not confirmed information. Kris has admitted to the crimes, raping a 14-year-old, started crying during a testimony, begged for a lighter sentence, a rumor. There is 400 gigabytes worth of video evidence, a rumor. Kris has attempted suicide in the detention center, a rumor. Other celebrities were involved as well, a rumor. After the last rumor was spread on Weibo, people instantly started targeting particular celebrities. JJ Lin, singer from Singapore, and Wilbur Pan, American-born Taiwanese singer and actor, were the first two ones accused of knowing what Kris has done and being part of his group, which was luring the young girls and using drugs. Both had immediately taken legal actions against the accounts, which spread this rumor about them. 5 other celebrities were dragged into this mess for siding up with Kris in any possible way, again with the same results: Angle Baby, He Jeong, Bao Baisa, Fan Bingbing, Jingbo Ran, their companies collecting evidence against the accusers and filing a police report for defamation of their artist's name. Update from the 16th of August 2021. Beijing Chaoyang District People's Procuratorate approved the arrest of Kris Wu on the suspicion of rape after they finished an investigation on the matter, which was ongoing while Kris had spent over 2 weeks in detention. They have announced it earlier this day on their Weibo account, making over 23 million people talk about it on the app. A Chinese lawyer has come forward, disclosing that the minimum time Kris is going to spend in jail is 5 years if he is convicted of the raping. Du Maiju responded to this news with, "Finally, thank you Chaoyang Police, they are especially good. Thank you guys, we will all be fine." Major update, March 2022. Kris Wu has been officially detained ever since July 31, 2021, waiting for the investigation to come to an official end and the sentences being given. But just a few days ago, a video, which is twisting the situation once again, was posted on Weibo, gaining over 9 million views ever since then and massively trending among the netizens. The video comes from a live broadcast Lien and Lu Meili, 2 friends of Maiju, who were helping her to frame Kris Wu last year, made on the 2nd of March. In the video, they are stating that Maiju was signed by a company that paid her 20 million yuan, $3.17 million United States dollars per 2.89 million euro, to play the victim and frame Kris Wu for the alleged rape. Maiju is, according to them, not a light drinker. She definitely didn't pass out from the 2 glasses of wine during the party with Kris, as she said in her interview. Maiju is faking her depression. The time she was supposed to go to electrotherapy, she actually went to get plastic surgery. There have never been any other real victims, the ones Maiju said she is standing up for the entire time. Maiju is doing all of it for money and popularity, as the police already partially confirmed. Maiju was brutally blackmailing Kris the entire time. This is what Maiju herself said on a videotape. "He definitely didn't sleep with any underage girls. Then I said that I have real evidence and Wu Yifan saw my message.
I know him very well. At first, I typed 800 and he said, 800. Do you know that tone? That disgusting bubbly tone of his. He was forced and he should be panicking. The following day, Maiju confirmed that it was her in the leaked voice videotape but defended herself that the audio has been edited,
Update the
which was
25th of
immediately
November
denied by her
2022.
guest's former
Kris
friend,
Wu, the
who showed the
Chinese-born
recording
Canadian
again on
pop
her
singer,
phone and
has been
confirmed
sent to
that there
jail for
wasn't any
13
editing
years
done
after
on the
being
tape.
found guilty of several sex crimes. A district court in Chaoyang, Beijing, said in the judgment that the investigations have shown that Kris Wu, who is also known as Wu Yifan, raped 3 women from November to December 2020.